What up, YouTube? Okay, check it. So I've been gone for a real long time, and I know what I said. I apologize. I apologize about that. But if it's of any consequence, a deck list for that Trishula loop is no longer super relevant because Trishula is banned. So you can take that to the bank. But because of Crafted Visions is his name. I'm gonna put like an annotation or something to his channel in the corner or in the like a link in the doobly-doo. He was mentioning a Quasar deck with the same formula, which I had been thinking about for a while now, but I couldn't figure out how to bring out Wonder Magician or Formula Synchron with any kind of regularity. But he made an excellent point in a comment about Level Leader. I'm going to do a video about that. I am. I'm not going to wait until I get all the cards for the deck, because I don't have, like, Android, I don't have Quasar. But I am going to do a video about that either immediately after I film this or tomorrow when I wake up. So it'll definitely be on the channel, and no more procrastination for me. None of that. That is not how samurai do business. But today, I have a deck profile for 6 Samurai. I took it to locals, and I think I might be playing this in Long Beach, give or take a few cards. So it was good testing. I'm very happy about it. I got destroyed by Blade Ninja Miracle Fusion Heroes because that deck is atrocious. But you know, it's a learning process. So what you gonna do? But yeah, I rolled through Swiss, and then that hero deck in top 8 or whatever. It's not like it was a regionals or anything, but it was pretty good. It's similar to Oscars from the Shonen, except, well, it's not super similar, but there are similarities. Anyway, I'm just going to jump in and show you what's up. So there's 2 Grandmasters of the 6 Samurai. 3 Kizons. Like, this is like super standard. 1 Anishi, 1 hand. 2 Elder, 2 Kageki, and 3 Kagemusha. And that is entirely it for the monsters. And the reasoning, no Trip Kageki, some people will know and some people won't, so I'll explain it. It's really vulnerable to Effect Veiler, and it can leave you in a bad situation. And only 2 Elders, because it's a really bad draw at the, like on turn 1 if you're going first. It can clog your hand and prevent you from going off, and it's just not good. Only 1 Anishi. This is personal preference for me, but only 1 Anishi because I can get it with Dojo, I can get it with Asceticism off of Kageki, and when I draw it, I can't Asceticism or Dojo it out, and I have to waste a normal summon on it, and I really don't like that. So by cutting it just to 1, I make sure that I have a much higher chance of it being in the deck. Of course, on the same side of the coin, if I do draw it, then Asceticism off of Kageki is totally dead. So I guess it's kind of a risk versus reward. I guess it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Pun. But, so there's that. Hand over Mizuo because, okay, Zordon, get off my nuts. Hand over Mizuo because it's multiple things. I guess I gotta save Angel Grove in a minute. But, so that's what that is. I think most people will know if they're even looking at this video. It would probably take the time to know how to play a deck. But, Asceticism with a gateway boost on hand can get Grandmaster. And that's how that works. By spells, I run a really spell-heavy version because I'm crazy, but 3 Asceticism because I want to make sure I open with it. 1 book because that's like standard or whatever, 1 gateway, I don't need to explain that, 1 heavy. This is really good against monster-heavy decks. Clearly. I don't know, like I feel like I don't really need to explain that stuff. 1 Rhoda, 3 Dojo. which is heavy, but I'll explain. 2 smoke signals, 3 united, and 3 upstart goblin. Upstart is the difference between maining 37 cards and maining 40 cards. And I really don't care about life points, because if I hit you once for like 42 with an Ishii and Shien, which is gonna it's like my main play or whatever, then there's a very high chance that my next hit, because an Ishii is gonna be keeping the field clear, it'll be game anyways if I have anything else to summon, you know. So it just seems pretty likely. Plus, if I have Gateway, then the Swarm there makes it not matter. And with 3 dojos, I'm gonna get the Anishi Shien play all the time. So I don't know, that's like what I built it around a lot, which I feel like is what Oscar built it around too, being the reason I said there were similarities. 3 dojo, 3 asceticism, all that. He didn't have upstarts, and I do. He had maxis, and I don't. He ran a Veiler, and I'm not doing that. I don't know, but anyway, so there's that. I keep going back and forth on the Typhoons. Like, I feel like they could be side decks pretty easily, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I like to, if I lose the die roll, I like to clear away warnings and make safer plays on turn 1. So there's that. In Dark World and no, not Dragons, I guess so much, but Dark World gives this deck a lot of trouble, depending on what you have, which makes MST a little more important to hit Smog if they're using it, or Gates primarily, because if you hit Gates, then I don't know, it slows them down to your pace. You don't have to worry about as much. They have a harder time overwhelming you. I just think it's better. A Safe Zone double-edged, and the Solemn triplets. And the reasoning here is, well, you know, obviously, but only 1 because it's pretty dead in the early game, and I'm removing a lot of stuff from my graveyard with Anishi anyways, who is kind of my focal point. So I don't want to be drawing it a whole bunch and then not having the option to remove them with Anishi. I guess it could be argued that, like, if I draw it first, I can do it beforehand, like bring them back, synchro out, and then bounce with it. But at the same time, I've just noticed through playtesting that that makes you play slower to accommodate having this when you don't necessarily need it. So 1 is better. Plus, it's a good top draw against windups. Like, if they mill your hand or whatever, like shave 4, you can draw this and set it. They're probably just going to turtle behind Tiras, or Tiras and Zen mains, or just a Zen main sometimes. So you can get a turn or 2 to just like hang out, and if you draw it, it helps you battle back against that. Safe Zone, I play it kind of like a King of the Hill deck, and my buddy Alex made that point. Not made the point, but he used the term King of the Hill deck, which I think is a perfectly fitting description of the deck. You bring out Shien or one of your boss synchros, the Naturia triplets, and Safe Zone for days and just like hang on to the field. So that's the main deck. The side, 2 Cybers, 2 Kinetic, 2 Bottomless, 2 Chains, Chain Disappearance, excuse me, not Fiendish, 2 Deep Prison, 3 Rivalry, and 2 Shadow Imprisoning. And it's all pretty standard here. Heroes, I'm going to take out the Kinetics, I think, because I don't know, like, I feel like that was kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision. Like, it was right before Locals started, and I threw them in there. But they're not great against Samurai. I mean, I would know, I've played the deck so long, like, it just isn't as good as people think it is most of the time, unless the Samurai player is, like, bad or something. So I'm probably going to take that out. I don't know what in favor of. Probably 2 Veilers, but we'll see. 2 Chains if I can get them. These are heroes, though. Cyber Dragon, like, I don't know, man. It's too fucking, it's too good. Like, Karakuri, you just don't, it makes that match so easy when before it might have been, like, a little hit and miss. Plus, if you're playing against someone that uses tour guides, you can side them in and hit their first turn Zen mains if that's what they like to do on first turn, game 1. So, I don't know, there's that, I guess. Just a thing that I noticed. They're pretty good. Plus, like, rogue GBs or something, they're good against rogue GBs. You can summon it and overpower. Chain Disappearance, I'm thinking of taking out because agents and TGs aren't around as much since the ban list, but I don't know. I could go either way. Shadow Imprisoning, obviously, for Inzectors, and Dark World, and Rivalry is for wind-ups. Really not Heroes so much, actually, or Dark World, or I don't know. I keep feeling like it's really iffy. Also, dragons get hit by these pretty hard. I don't like Shadow Imprisoning against it, but that's just me, I guess. So there's that. And then, you know, the one obligatory Shien, because he's too goddamn good. Utopia and Utopia Ray. Blade Armor. Roach and Acid Golem. Leviair, Mistworm. The Naturia Triplets. Orient Dragon. Bryonic Ally, and Chimera Attack, obviously with the Cyber Dragons and all that. Staple. Roach, a lot of people say it isn't a staple, but I think it's really, really good against dragons. And this deck has kind of an issue with dragons. At least mine does. I guess I shouldn't say about Six Samurai in general, but dragons can overpower a lot, so it's good to have it around. Utopia and Utopia Ray, like Utopia is a staple, but Utopia Ray, you can Monster Reborn their Utopia and then make it not a liability. If you've already used up your negation, you can make yours not a liability. It creates so many late game plays that are just too good. Like, what a great card. Blade Armor and just damage output. And this, let's face it, if you open like Elder Kageki on turn 1, you're gonna cry. So if you have to wait out a turn or two, you usually can, but it's kind of dangerous. So if you feel unsafe waiting, you can put a Strong Presence on the board there on, like, turn 2. But it's super control-y. Like, Landois is really good, and especially with the extra spells that I use, Barkion and Beast, I think that everyone knows about that. So, I don't know, it's pretty straight up. But, yeah, I did want to give a shout-out to Created Visions, who I am going to be mentioning in that other video about the Quasar thing. And then, I guess I'll talk to you guys when I upload that video in a little bit. Much love, and I'll catch you on the other side.